Hey guys, I am going to finally do my June wrap up. Wow, what's that, baby? What's that one? Okay, good talk. Anyways, I need pie. He was totally fine a second ago. I still have to deal with these stacks of books. Baby, not right now, honey. Baby. I know, you're okay. Oh my gosh, we just woke up, so we're still a little in cozy whiny mode. Do you want that one back? Yeah, June was an okay reading month. I only really finished 2 things, but they were 2 like really great things, so actually it was a great reading month. I also DNF'd 2 books. I'm gonna do them in rank order, like least favorite to most favorite. So I don't know, I've got 2 DNFs. They're both my least favorite, but I guess we'll just go with this one as most least favorite, since I was thinking that maybe it would be good, since it was a New York Times book review best book of the year, turned into a movie, and it was really popular and everyone really liked it, and I thought that maybe I would get on with it, but I didn't. I think also part of the problem is that I have read another book that is from the, I guess I've read 2 books, because I forgot about that Jonathan Safran Foer book, Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close, and another one that his name is escaping me, but is like such a superior book. Like, this has nothing on that one specifically. The Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close is good. Bless you, baby. But it doesn't have like the same level of trauma, I think, that is associated with this. Because I mean, in case you've been living under a rock, this is about a young woman and her 5-year-old son that have been trapped in a room. He's been trapped in this room his whole life, because the mom was kidnapped and raped and, whatever. I feel pretty confident that nothing that I'm saying is a spoiler, because I knew all of that before going into the book. I don't think that any of that's supposed to be a twist. I don't know. But the book, the language of the child, I don't know. I just think anytime that someone is writing from the perspective of someone that they are not, especially when it comes to age, it's just really difficult for it to sound legitimate to me. I think that she was trying to do something, like trying to make the kid sound a specific way because he's been trapped in this room his whole life, but his mom has been in the room and she can speak perfectly good English. I don't understand the need to like call all things by like instead of it being a dresser, it's dresser with a capital D. Like, it's like a little quirk that I just think is so unnecessary. So basically, I thought the writing was really irritating. I guess maybe I'm not not in the majority of opinions. And I already like have a general idea of what the story is. And again, this story is not unique. And I just didn't care. So I DNF'd it because, again, life is too short. Do you need help, baby? I think that you're making some pretty interesting decisions right now. But yeah, life is too short and I just don't care. So yeah, and I need to maybe do a video where I like have a popular book and then recommend something that is not a popular book that does that thing but like better, because this other one that I'm talking about, it's so clever. I mean, I guess granted, I did almost DNF that one too because of the language of the child, or I guess maybe she was like a young adult, but the language evolves as she gets older, and it was so good, and I feel really annoyed that I can't tell you what the title of the book is right now. Anyways, then I also DNF'd The Beginner's Goodbye by Anne Tyler. I feel like Anne Tyler is one of those authors that like everyone has read. She gives me like big Marilyn Robinson vibes, or, whoever that other one is. the Strout woman. Like, there's just like this genre of very well-known female authors that write like contemporary or contemporary-ish basic fiction, and that everyone reads and seems to enjoy. And so again, I guess I should have known that that means that I wouldn't. But I am a firm believer in never say never. Honey Pie, you are being so wild bananas right now. I'm happy that people like this. It's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Just like there's nothing wrong with this. I just could care less. Or I guess I could not care less. I could not care less. So I DNF'd it because, again, life is short. So those are my 2 DNFs for the month of June. I do not plan on ever picking up anything by this author ever again. I could be compelled to pick something else up by her. And then if I do and love it, maybe I'll come back to this. Who knows? But I would read something, or at least attempt something else by this author, but not for that. Then I finished one of the Penguin Little Black Classics. Again, one of my rules is when I DNF something to read a Little Black Classic. I clearly only read one Little Black Classic last month because the other one that I was reading was more poetry, and I finished it this month, and blah, blah, blah. This is poetry. It's the 3 Tang Dynasty Poets. It's number 9 in the series. I did have this thing where I felt compelled to like keep every single book in the Little Black Classics series because they're like a series and blah, blah, whatever. And I do not own all of them. Just let me clarify. I buy these individually, it's a huge mistake because they used to be $2 a pop and now they're probably like $5 a pop. So capitalism. But anyways, I'm gonna get rid of this one. So that I guess that's the reason that I brought this up, is that I used to feel like I had to, like, it was a set and I needed to read them all and keep them all and blah, blah, blah. But now I'm using them how they're actually meant to be used, in my opinion, which is to give you a taste of something, a small little taste. And if you don't like it, then you just don't have to read this, like, the full works of these people. So I do not plan on reading the full works of these people. There's not, and also this is translated by G.W. Robinson and Arthur Cooper. There is nothing wrong with this book. I just don't get on with poetry very easily. And so it's just not for me. So it's a solid 2 stars, just fine. Not interested in more. Then I've got my 2 books that I read and loved. I think they were both 5-star reviews, maybe. The first is You Glow in the Dark by Liliana Colanzi, translated by Chris Andrews. This is New Directions. What was I trying to say? It's a New Directions paperback. And this was so good. This was given to me by Adam. Well, I guess I should say I pilfered from Adam's stacks. This is a short story collection. Which is like really funny since it's so small. How could there possibly be multiple stories in here? But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stories. And most of them take place. So the author is Bolivian. I feel like there's some mention of some Brazilian, like I Googled, and part of it is Brazilian. But it has to do with like nuclear energy and how we're, like, one of the stories takes place in this town where there's like this nuclear, like, I can't remember if the power plant like broke, or basically some kind of like radiation like goes out into the neighboring areas, which is why you glow in the dark, because the radium girls, where they would like glow because of the radium. So it's that kind of vibe, and basically like how capitalism is willing to just like completely destroy neighborhoods and people, and like just doesn't give a shit. And it's all about like growth and expansion, and like we have to use blah 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 whatever. I know, honey. And then I think one of them, Atomito, El Atomito, or just Atomito, it was so good too. And it's like this little atom has turned into, it's everybody's super friend. Come with me and see how I live in the Tupac Katari nuclear research plant. Look. And it's, I want to show you my little house in the reactor. It's a total blast. So it's just like super biting and super fun and very short and very well written, and new favorite author for sure. I absolutely loved this. This was so good. And then my absolute favorite book of June was Beirut Won't Cry by Mazen Karbaj. And I did talk about both of these books on the live show with Adam. So sorry if I'm repeating myself too much, but this is Lebanon's July War, A Visual Diary. Mazen Karbaj is a visual artist and musician from Beirut. And this is basically a visual diary. That's exactly what it is. A visual diary of about a 1.5 month period in July of 2006. Yeah, 2006, when Israel was just bombing Beirut indiscriminately in the guise of national security, which is a story, I guess, a tale as old as time at this point. And I had no idea that this happened until I am reading this book. And reading this book now in the year 2025, when Israel has been bombing the crap out of Gaza and then started, blowing up crap in Lebanon again, it's just, I don't know how I feel about it, other than depressed. Like, I just don't understand. I think that, and now that I've finished, that Isabel Allende book too, it's just so frustrating that there's like bullies, and that bullies are countries with like weapons that can murder people. And it's really, really frustrating. And this was absolutely stunning. He goes through, there's multiple art pieces per day, obviously, because it's only a month and a half, and this is like at least 200 pages, I think. And each page is, oh gosh, sorry, the baby has decided that he wants to crawl on me. Each page is one piece of art. And the art is in English, Arabic, and French, depending on, I don't know what. There's also, let me see if I can find blog entries. So he's putting these on his blog, up on his blog. This is 2006, this is like the early days of like all this kind of stuff. This is like pre-Twitter, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I've never was a big Twitterer, but it must be pre-Twitter, because I joined Facebook in 2005. And that was like the early days of that kind of stuff. Not like the early days, but oh my gosh, this baby is absolutely ridiculous. So anyway, so he's got a blog, and he's trying to, get this all out into the world. And he's got a son, and so there's some art pieces that involve his son. So here's like some stuff that his son did. But yeah, it's so good. It's so heartbreaking. It's an absolute must read. This is by Fantagraphics. Please just go get this and read this. Like, it's so incredible. It's so upsetting. I know, I guess some people don't like to read upsetting things, but I feel like you have to like expose yourself to crap like that so that you can understand what's going on in the rest of the world, because life is not all sunshines and rainbows, even though we want it to be. So yeah, those are the things that I read in June. So I removed some stuff from my TBR. I do have a stack of books that I bought though, because it was Portland Book Week. So I'm gonna film a book haul in just a second, and I guess talk about that. So never mind. I'll end this video now. Thanks for watching.